The Rivers State High Court, sitting in Port Harcourt, has issued an ex parte order of interim injunction barring the Chief Judge of the State and the Clerk of the State House of Assembly from dealing with the Martins Amewule-led State House of Assembly. The order, issued by Justice Jumbo Stephen, also prevented them from acting on any resolutions, articles of impeachment, or communications from the Amewule faction. The suit filed by the Attorney General of the state as the first plaintiff and the Governor of the state, Simi Fubara, as the second plaintiff, against Amewule and 26 others as the first set of defendants, also ordered all parties to maintain the status quo as of July 5, 2024, until the motion for an interlocutory injunction is heard and determined. Still in Rivers State, the Martin Amewule-led faction of the Rivers State House of Assembly has given Governor Simi Fubara a 7-day ultimatum to present a fresh appropriation bill before it. Factional Speaker Amewule issued the ultimatum during plenary on Monday.
It's the first sitting after the appellate court in Abuja gave a judgment in favor of the Martin Amewule-led faction of the Rivers State House of Assembly. The factional speaker during the sitting commended the lawmakers for their commitment to the service of the state. After this, House Leader Major Jack spoke on the judgments of the Federal High Court and that of the Court of Appeal that have given them a sigh of relief.
Mr. Speaker, I have in my possession the certified true copy of the enrolled order of the Appeal Court's judgment. With me, Mr. Speaker, I also have with me the certified true copy of the judgment of Justice Omotosho.
Chairman of the House Committee on Judiciary, Dumle Maul, recommended that the House should write to Governor Siminalayi Fubara to present afresh the 2024 appropriation bill.
Mr. Speaker, this provision is very clear and unambiguous. It simply says by 31st of June, the governor can no more spend money except from a properly budget presented before you as ordered by the court, which is the Federal High Court. So we are urging this House to draw the attention of the governor on this particular provision and to say that this House must resolve that he has to obey what the court says. The so-called commissioners screened by him, they don't exist. They are mere impostors and they should not be recognized by any said person because that is the position of the Court of Appeal. Mr. Speaker, these two judgments are subsisting and they have not been upheld. They have not been appealed against by a non-court to this committee. And so they are valid. And so we are recommending that this House should take steps. Like I said earlier, equity aid the vigilant and not the indolent. So we are urging on this House to take steps to notify him, especially the governor, on the provisions and the conditions and bring that pronouncement of the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal.
The factional speaker then claimed that Governor Fubara failed to act in accordance with the law by not presenting the 2024 appropriation bill before the Assembly chaired by him.
Nobody is above the Constitution of Nigeria. Nobody. No Nigeria. Not even a visitor to Nigeria within the territory of this country can do anything outside the Constitution. Let me also remark that all extant laws, including laws of river states, must be obeyed by everyone, including the governor. The governor or any other person, none of them, not any one of them is above laws of river states.
The House then issued Governor Fubara a 7-day ultimatum to present the 2024 appropriation bill.
The River State government, under his watch, is now barred from spending funds from the consolidated revenue fund of River State. So, the House hereby gives him the opportunity to present it within 7 days.
That local government caretaker committee chairman inaugurated by Governor Siminalayi Fubara do not currently exist as they are not known to law.
However, Rivers State Governor Simi Fubara has rejected the label or being an ungrateful person by his political detractors, urging them to tell the world where he went wrong to deserve being called a traitor. Fubara, while hosting Ikwerre people, who are the relatives of the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike in Port Harcourt, said he worked peacefully for over 16 years with Wike before becoming the governor.
So we want it to be heard loud and clear that the Ikwerre nation must support the governor that has come to stay. Please let there be no mistakes. That is why everybody that is anybody in the Ikwerre nation is here.
Your Excellency's frontal and effective measures to resuscitate the civil/public service, payment of terminal benefits to retirees, all-inclusive economic development of the state, and frantic efforts to sustain unity, oneness, security, peace, and happiness in the state are most welcome. Our Ikwerre organization worldwide, on behalf of the entire Ikwerre ethnic nationality, has come to pledge our loyalty to this administration and will remain grateful to the people of Rivers State.
No matter the level of provocation, what they want is to set this state on fire. But the God that we serve and the prayers from you people, some of them who attempted it, what happened to their hand? That is also what will happen to anybody. After all, we said it some years ago. Anybody who is against Rivers State will not know peace. It is a public declaration. What you declare is what will happen. We will want peace, and that peace is what will abide in Rivers State.
Joining us now from Port Harcourt in Rivers State is Darlington Orji, the Caretaker Chairman of Ikwerre local government area of Rivers State. Good morning, Mr. Orji. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for the privilege of having me this morning.
Okay, Mr. Orji, I assume that you are a loyalist of Simi Fubara, the governor, since he is the one who appointed the caretaker chairman of the various local governments. But look, what is happening in Rivers State is confusing. 5 days ago, the Court of Appeal, three-man panel led by Justice Bada, ruled that the ex parte order that was issued by the High Court of Rivers State, in the light of Section 272 of the 1999 Constitution, was null and void because the Rivers State High Court lacked jurisdiction in the matter. And on the basis of that ruling, that three-man panel Court of Appeal said, look, the matter of whether the Amewule faction were no longer members of the House of Assembly did not stand. There is also another case in Abuja at the Federal High Court, in the court of Justice Okorowo. Justice Okorowo had issued an order restraining INEC and PDP from taking any consequential step over the matter involving Amewule and others. And that matter has not yet been determined. And now, in the face of the pronouncement of the Court of Appeal, we now have a state high court in Rivers, the court of Justice Jumbo Stephen, coming and saying, oh, he was given an order on July 5, and that, the speaker, the chief judge of Rivers should not recognize Amewule and others. I mean, this looks like pure confusion. What exactly is going on in that place between the lawmakers, the governor, and also the courts? If the Court of Appeal had said the Federal High Court has no jurisdiction, the State High Court has no jurisdiction, and then now by this morning, we're told that another State High Court is granting ex parte injunction. What's your own reading, even if I think you are a Fubara man?
Well, you may be correct when you say I'm a Fubara man, but let me draw to your attention that in the last administration led by the Federal Capital Minister, Ezenye Sonwike, I was the spokesman of People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Rivers State at the time. I spoke through his campaign. I led the campaign, and by the special grace of God, we had success in his elections. So you may be too wrong if you say I'm a full-fledged Rivers man who believe in the cause of Rivers State and believe that the soul of Rivers State should be to the beneficiary of everybody in Rivers State. Because one thing that is at stake here is just a matter of the soul of Rivers State. Who controls Rivers State? You know, like I will say, that people must realize to the fact that there is a time for everything. Now, talking about the court judgments that are being rolled out, there are too many legs to the issues in Rivers State. There are too many legs. So it depends on your understanding about it. The matter that was given, the judgment that was given yesterday, or the order that was given yesterday by the State High Court, was reaffirming their position earlier, who says that the Chief Judge of Rivers State should not see these young men, this committee of Frenchmen that are parading themselves as members of Rivers State House of Assembly until such matters are being determined. Now, in the issue of the appeal court that says that the lower court has no jurisdiction to hear that matter, that's why I told you that there are several issues that are on board. They are not the same matter. Now, what is happening in Rivers State is that a group of young men that we campaigned for, like I told you, I was the PRO of PDP at the time during the campaign period of the election that brought in Martin Samehule, and I refer to them as my friends. And they were elected under PDP. And of course, I know that your station carried it about their defection and all of that. And these are men that say they are honorable members. You know, I begin to wonder when people refer to them as honorable members and they are doing dishonorable things. They read in the floor of the House about their defection. Martin Amehule read for himself and on behalf of his colleague. And section 109(1)G is very clear that when you defect, when there are no issues in your party, of course you automatically lose your seat. And they made reference that there are issues in the National Secretary of our party as at then. And PDP came out to say, correspondences we are still coming out from the National Secretariat. We have never had two correspondents as regards to the office of the Secretary. So the position of the Court of Appeal yesterday did not reinstate them as members of Rivers State House of Assembly. Don't forget that there is a judgment that bowed them to parade themselves as members of Rivers State House of Assembly. That's why I'm telling you that there are too many legs. There are too many legs to this matter. But by the special grace of God, it will be sorted out at the appellate court. You know, the decision of the appeal court, we have appealed. The Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Oko Jumbo, has appealed on that. And by the special grace of God, we believe that Supreme Court is a policy court and understands the law, and whatever thing they say, because it's going to be finals, they will be, you know, very meticulous in making sure that what they will dish out to the public, everybody will accept it. So for us, there is no confusion in Rivers State. We are still moving under the leadership of Right Honorable Oko Jumbo.
So while you're focusing on the courts, Mr. Orji, while you're still speaking on the courts, of course, the Rivers State High Court granted an order refraining the Chief Judge of the state and the Clerk of the House of Assembly from receiving an impeachment article from the 27 lawmakers as well. My question to you is, how long do you think that the Fubara administration will be able to fend off this impeachment letter, which seems to be the ultimate goal at the end of the day?
First, the Martin-led administration has they lacks the locus to serve impeachment notice on the governor. As of today, they are not members of Rivers State House of Assembly by their own, the trouble they cause themselves. So they cannot serve impeachment notice on the governor. And the Rivers people are waiting that to happen. And we are going to resist it, my sister. Don't bother. For us, what is important is that the governor is concentrating in developing Rivers State and bringing up, dividend of democracy. I have a right to go to court to say, please, the chief judge of Rivers State, don't recognize these people. As long as we are concerned, they are not known to law until their status is being pronounced by the Supreme Court. They will know whether they are members of Rivers State House of Assembly. What is happening there is that a group of people can come together and issue out any statement. They are not members, and until their status is being cleared, the appeal court never said they are members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. The appeal court said that the lower court that gave that order lacks the jurisdiction to do that. But remember, the Constitution is very clear. Who has the mandatory power to declare their seat vacant? It was the Speaker. And at that time, the Speaker was Right Honorable A.D. Sinehe, who declared their seat vacant and wrote to INEC. If not for the politics we are playing, by now we should have been talking about by-election in Rivers State and not to be talking about whether they are members or not. They caused this by themselves. It's a political mistake. And of course, their leader have accepted that there is a political mistake. Why not? If they feel they are popular, if they feel that Rivers people love them, represent yourself to the people so that we will see and test out your popularity. My dear, any person can do anything. For us, they are not known to law. They are not known to Rivers people. Which party do they belong? They swore an affidavit that they are members of APC. Today, they are saying they are not members of APC. How can we believe such people that will be speaking from the two sides of their mouth? Okay. If they want to present themselves now in the election, which party? Okay. So that's where our problem lies. Okay. They were elected under the platform of PDP. Today they are in APC. So they have vacated their seat by the reason of their defection to APC.
Okay, Mr. Darlington, thank you so much. It's now River House of Commotion as we speak. Continuing in that commotion, I would like to ask you, you're caretaker chairman of Ikwerre local government. When last did you go to the local government? Or have you been working from your house?
Well, let me, I will be very straight to you, my brother that I've always admired from a distance. We are sworn in and to take over the council. When I got to my local government gate, I met with police and they said they had a tip that there is going to be breakdown of law and order and therefore everybody should stay put. So the power of the chairman is not in the office. The power of the chairman is where he stays. Even as I'm seated now, I have the responsibility of signing documents and all of that, carrying out my duties. As I speak to you.
You've been signing documents from your house. So your house now is the headquarters as we speak of Ikwerre local government.
I am trying to make a point. I am trying to make a point
Go ahead,
to you.
My brother.
I have a liaison office. We have an outlet. The local government has an outlet. And we are operating from there for now. There is no point confronting the police, but we believe by the ruling of the appeal court yesterday, by the special grace of God, before the end of this week, the police will vacate the council. They say they are maintaining law and order to avoid breakdown of peace and order. And for me, I will not be a local government chairman that will supervise over the bloodletting of my people. That's why I'm following it according to the law and by the special grace of God. We'll go back to council as soon as possible.
My brother, another question I want to ask you. So, is it your house or where is that liaison office? Is it that liaison office that your staff now come to?
It's at Ishopo. It's at Ishopo. Ishopo is the headquarters. Ishopo is where our council is situated. Okay,
so the
and
liaison
it's an
office
outlet built by the council.
Okay, so your members of staff
it's
come
an outlet of council. It's a property.
Okay, so wait
yes,
now.
That's what I'm telling you.
I know,
my committee members come.
Wait.
Okay.
So your committee members go there to that outlet. So if you finish work now, or if you are finished from it, probably you will go there today. So you are running it from that Ishopo outlet. Are you saying you've been signing some documents? What documents have you been signing? What are the kind of documents you've been signing? Because a lot of people have, raised eyebrow about this arrangement of remote work by local government council chairman in Rivers State. And I also want to ask about our good friend and brother, the former local government chairman, Anosike, what's it like? Are you talking? What's happening? The former local government chairman of Ikwerre local government.
Well, Rufai, Samuel Anosike, by the special grace of God, at the time I was his chief of staff. before I left him to say that to say no to the injustice that is being meted on the governor. The documents I was referring to, take for instance, there is a project he was doing, Samuel Wanosike was doing, called the traditional headquarters, government recognized traditional rulers in Ikwerre local government. He was building a structure for them, and for reasons I cannot understand, that structure was abandoned the last about 7 months before his, the expiration of his term. I have released money, the council have released money, and that job has continued as I speak to you today. That job is in process. By the special grace of God, tomorrow we are flagging up a 14 classroom block on behalf of Ikwerre Local Government Council, and all the principal officers and the political appointees will be there. So when I say I'm signing document, I'm carrying out my functions as a regard Ikwerre Local Government Council. There is a school in Ikwerre.
Mr. Orji, we're trying to manage.
Yes, can you hear me?
The governor, when he appointed you, gave you the order that you could function from anywhere. The one that I'm concerned about is the fact that you are trying to suggest that a state high court can overrule a federal court of appeal. Well, it looks a bit strange. That's why the situation in Rivers.
No, I didn't say that. If you will allow me to explain.
No, you suggested that. I don't know what you do. You know, I know you're a chairman, but I don't know your background, whether it's carpentry or something else. But, you know, a state high court cannot overrule a federal court of appeal.
No.
But
I have a PhD on human resources management.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. But yesterday, the Ikwerre elders went to meet the governor of Rivers, Fubara. Was it you that organized that? What transpired? And how do you interface with the civil servants working in your local government? Because we understand that at a point they were not allowed to come to work. So are you running a one-man show, signing documents with all the staff, you know, not available?
First of all, it is not possible for the chairman to run a one-man show in local government administration because I do not sign check. I can't sign out money from the council's coffer. Again, I told you we have an outlet where the principal workers and some staffs of Ikwerre Local Government Council and political appointees come. Yes, we are suffering a small setback because of the presence of the police, the barricade of the police at the gate that I've told you here that with the appeal court ruling yesterday, they may vacate within the week and will take a full possession of the council premises. As regards the visitation of His Excellency the Governor yesterday, it was not organized by me or my colleagues, the 4 Ikwerre Local Government Chairmen. It was organized by the apex body of the Ikwerre ethnic nationality called Ogbako Ikwerre. Ogbako Ikwerre is the apex body of all children, male, female, whether you are in diaspora, whether you are in Nigeria, all of us are members of that body. And they are apolitical. But what happened yesterday, they went to show their solidarity support to His Excellency the Governor. Having been supported by the other tribes in Rivers State over time, Ikwerre people suffered to become governor. We did everything we could until God used our dear father, His Excellency Peter Otunaya Odele at a time to, give us the opportunity of becoming the governor of Rivers State. And we had that opportunity for 16 years. And courtesy demands and human nature demands that other people should be supported again. And now we have a governor from the riverine extraction that is governing the state today. So Ikwerre people went to give him our support as against the perception that there is an ethnic separation in Rivers State or there is an ethnic war. We want to say no. Individuals can do whatever thing they want to do. But as Ikwerre people, the first speaking Ikwerre local government that has over 60 communities, we are saying no to the harassment that is being meted to the governor. It is not the position of Ikwerre people. The position of Ikwerre people is that the other parts of Rivers State have supported us to be governor for 16 years. So we are going to support them. And that is why in that gathering, you saw the President General of Ogbako Ikwerre, you saw the chairman of government recognized traditional rulers and the president of government recognized traditional rulers of Ikwerre ethnic extraction. So that is to show that it's all encompassing. And as far as I can remember, every person you can name in the Ikwerre ethnic nationality. We are in that occasion to show you that it's not a partisan issue. It's just to show solidarity, to tell him that we are in support of his administration. We are in support of the developmental projects he has brought to Ikwerre ethnic nationality, the first speaking Ikwerre local government. And again, we were happy that we used that opportunity to appeal to him. We have been begging over time so that our Obiri Ikwerre will be, rebuilt, because there is a flyover that defaced the former Obiri Ikwerre that we used to have, where we used to come and gather. And it was abandoned. Nobody has looked towards that direction. Even though we have had 2 governors from Ikwerre extraction, they didn't look towards that direction. And he has graciously given us the opportunity and approval that he's going to rebuild that. And it's a great, it's a good one for us. So for us, what we went there summarily is to go and give him support, to tell him that there is no ethnic war in River State. What people are doing are their individual reasoning and thinking. But for us, we are in support as ethnic nationality, and we will continue to support them. And Rufai, please let me just inform you here that we are not running a one-man show in Ikwerre local government. Neither are we running a one-man show in River State. We are running all-inclusive government, and by the special grace of God, the coast will be clearer by this week, and we will take full possession of the council premises.
Well, you're going to declare support for Governor Fubara. Does that amount literally, by deductive reasoning, that the Ikwerre people have disowned Nyesom Wike on account of his activities and his anti-Fubara position?
I just told you here that God used a man from Oba, Ebema, Ndoni to give us the opportunity we looked for over time. And God will use any person to make any person anything. Like the governor will say, even if it's your child,
you are not answering the question.
When he gets filled,
you are not answering the question.
Ikwerre
people disowned Wike.
I'm laying a foundation
Did they
to
do
you.
That? Okay.
Well, for us, if that means disownment to you, let it be. What we have gone to do is to the Minister of FCT is not the owner of Ikwerre. He's a member of Obako Ikwerre, and Obako Ikwerre have taken position that their position is that they support the governor of this state.
But with due respect, Nyesom Wike, as a last year, was one of Ikwerre's shining light. So what happened?
Nothing has happened.
Is it still Ikwerre's shining light?
Him. He's still a son. He's Ikwerre's son. I don't know about shining light. He's Ikwerre's son. As for us, what is important is that people give us support, we must give other people support. No one individual can control the soul of River State. My dear brother, what is happening is not the statements you hear. When you hear about structure, what is the structure they are talking about? Can an individual own River State and direct us on
but in all fairness, wait a minute. In all fairness, it was this same Nyesom Wike structure that brought in Fubara. It was this same Nyesom Wike structure that was putting the food on the table for a lot of you people that were around him, and you that served with him. You benefited from Nyesom Wike. So what has changed now? It's not the shining light again. Could you have said Nyesom Wike is not shining light this time last year? Could you have said that? That is not the shining light this time last year?
Rufai, I will plead with you to allow me. I will plead with you, please, to allow me make my own expression, please.
Go ahead, sir.
I have not told you whether it's a shining. I've told you here very clearly, in a clear terms. I said that as at when Nyesom Wike was campaigning to be the governor of River State in his second tenure, I was the spokesman of PDP River State. I joined in that campaign in the 23rd local government. In fact, I anchored all the programs. No one man can win an election. All of us will contribute to the success of any person imagine. And let me also tell you very straight so that you will understand. If they are talking about the owner of the structure in River State, the structure is owned, was organized, built, and nurtured by Sir Dr. Peter Otunaya Odele. Every politician you can think of in the state today, no matter the device you belong, are product of His Excellency, the former governor of River State, Sir Dr. Peter Odele. So what happens to him? When we build, we have a family. People who graduate from one step to another. That you build a structure doesn't mean that you are going to own the people. Can you own my life? Are you the giver of life?
So what happens
we are
to
saying
Wike?
Is that the poor must breathe. Rivers people must have a choice.
So you people have forgotten Wike. You have forgotten Wike. Your hero before.
Must have a choice.
You have forgotten Wike. Your hero before.
We are not disowning Wike. Wike is still the son of Rivers State. He's still our brother. He's still our father and all of that. But what we are saying is that Fubara must have a full control of Rivers State.
Okay.
He must have a full control to take decision on behalf of his people. Because if anything happens, if the government fails, the person they will blame is Fubara. They will not blame any person. And again, don't forget, His Excellency, the former governor of Rivers State, called for the killing of godfatherism in Rivers State. I joined to Bini to go and fight that damn Soshemole to kill godfatherism. So why do we need to agree on it in Rivers State? Godfatherism is dead and nobody can be the godfather of Rivers State.
Mr. Orji, okay, we hear you loud and clear. If you say Wike, you are not sure whether it's a shining light. Maybe it's a blinking light of Ikwerre. But how do you think all of these problems in Rivers State can be resolved? What do you think is the way forward? What solution will you recommend?
The way forward, the solution is the way forward is what the former governor Nyesom Wike have told the Rivers people. What did he tell Rivers people? He told the Rivers people over time that Abuja politicians should allow Rivers people to govern themselves. And that any person who influences Rivers State from Abuja is going to suffer the wrath of God. That was what he professed. And I believe in that. So we are saying that the way forward is that Fubara has been elected for the first time. A man won the 23 local governments in Rivers State. It has never happened. It shows acceptability of the people. So we are saying that he must have his time to dish out the dividend of democracy to the people of Rivers State. So that when if the government succeed or fail, he will be held accountable. Okay, so we are not going to believe that. For me, I preach peace. I believe in peace. And I'm saying that he must be allowed to run his tenure, because in the last administration, nobody influenced the government. This one, nobody will influence the government. Okay, we'll do our best to make sure that we are together. We are one Rivers people. We believe in the unity of Rivers State, but we do not also support intimidation and harassment in Rivers State. Okay, Mr. Orji, you say you commit Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, to the wrath of God. That's what I heard you say, yes? Well, you will not force words into my hands, into my mouth. I said here that the minister, when he was the governor, said that any person who fights Rivers State from Abuja will be facing the wrath of God, and that I believe in his prayers. That's what I said. It's English language. He said so. Yes, we are saying the same thing. It's English language. You say you commit him to the. I'm only adopting what he said. Okay. What is the statement that I've made that is wrong? I am adopting and I believe in it. He said any person who is fighting Rivers State from Abuja will face the wrath of God. And I say amen to that. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington Orji, for joining us.